Enlightening. Inspirational. Powerfully refining. And unapologetically controversial. Conversations with the Royal Empress. The entire world knows the secret of who you are. Now is the time to step into your queendom and become the Royal Empress that you're meant to be. One woman at a time. Conversations with the Royal Empress. Now Akila, she's the analytical Empress. Akima, she's the Empress that will challenge you. Now, straighten up your crown and be elevated through conversations. Conversations with the Royal Empress.
Welcome back to Conversations with the Royal Empress. This is Dr. Hakima, and joining me is my sister from another mother, my kindred spirit, and my co-host, Royal Empress Akila. Also joining us, we have a very special co-host today, Marcus Devine Souls Johnson. Now let me give you a little short intro of this brother, a wonderful brother. Marcus is a husband, an entrepreneur, and CEO of Devine Souls, a clothing line. Not only just a clothing line, but a faith-based clothing line. Not only representing God in his life, but also representing God in fashion while staying fly at the same time. Oh, I love it. I love it, my brother. All right. Our brother is here to help us talk about this topic. And the topic that we have for today is, has European fashions negatively affected Black culture in America and or the world?
Well, what say you, Mr. Designer?
What you got to say about that, brother?
I mean, they have, in a sense, been negative toward the Black culture there, especially with, really don't want to name drop, but I know we seen the spectacle they had about Gucci, so to speak.
Yeah.
Didn't want to name drop, but
Right.
how we seen that spectacle about that right there, how they designed, I think, a sweater or whatever it is, but they've been doing it for a long time. But I think us as Black men, so to speak, as we were speaking about it earlier before the podcast started, on how it got to be name brand this or name brand that. If you ain't wearing this, then you ain't hip or you ain't cool because you ain't got this or whatever. I mean, I grew up with all the ladies, but but now I'm bringing my son up the same way to where it don't be Gucci or none of that, but it could be like the Jordans and stuff like that. But I also explain to him, get your own, so to speak, so you won't be characterized to where if you don't have it, you ain't cool. So it won't be a negative impact in his mindset to be like, if I ain't got these latest Jordans or Gucci or Polo or whatever, that ain't nothing. So, I think it has played a negative effect on some Black brothers as well. The one that don't have the right mindset.
Yeah, I think you can wear designer clothes. I think it's when it's that exclusive thing when you place your value
Right.
of who you are as a person in a designer name or name brand. I got the biggest compliment on a dress that I had. I mean, like literally, I had people stop in traffic to compliment me on this dress. I bought that dress from a store called Dots.
Oh, I know Dots. Right.
It cost $18. But it stopped traffic. And I mean, so I'm saying that we have to get out of the idea that the name brand is what makes you make the clothing that you wear.
Right.
And I think that's part of the problem. But if you are defining yourself, but some of that comes from just that poor self-image, poor self-esteem. And so we need something outside of us to make us feel whole. And then if I hate myself, right, then I see this Black designer over here, and his stuff is probably better than anything else that I could possibly wear. But then you shun that because it doesn't have the name recognition or the variety. And it could be a better quality. It could be any of that. But one thing for sure, if we start wearing and promoting Black designers, then they can be just as popular as the white designers. The only difference is we have to get out of the mindset of defining ourselves based on a label. That's just, that's just how I see it. But yeah, I definitely think that we have. And then a lot of their designers, the clothing that they're making isn't necessarily what we should be wearing anyway. I'm like, I don't know who told men they should be walking around in skinny jeans, but that's not I digress.
No.
No, you're right, because it saddens me that, I mean, you did touch on it when you mentioned that we always got to have these name brands. I think now it's got to the point where if it don't make us look other than ourselves, if we look like a fool, we don't want to wear it. You know what I mean? It could be a nice collared shirt, and it could be a name brand. It could be Polo or so. It could be something, but because now I look decent in this, I don't even want to wear this. They want to wear something that's totally look crazy, and it's like, but the name brand you picking out is not as significant or as expensive as the one I just tried to get you to wear, because you look better in it. It's got to the point where we become fashion has become so trendy and so faddish that we went well beyond name recognition and we're going into just fad. So it's going up to whole nother level, and a bad one at that, in my opinion.
Exactly right. And I think that come from TV, the musical artists, their favorite artists, favorite rap artists. I mean, I was like that too. I had a favorite group to whatever they had. I had to have it just like them. But I thank God that I've grown out of that to now my son. I talk to him about it too as well. And my daughters, I always talk to them about it, because if you really don't have self-conscious within yourself, you're going to follow any trend they put out there. Now, I done got to the point, I really don't care. I don't care about this. I got enough self-worth. And it took a long time for me to get there, but I'm there. So, I mean, I can pretty much go to Walmart and grab a polo shirt and some khakis, and I'm straight. And jazz it up. I go to Goodwill, $2 and $3 for a polo shirt, and put it together. And when I step out, it looked like I paid $50, $60 for it, because that's just how I put things together.
And sometimes you get more compliments, like you said, Akiva. You get compliments on something that you
Girl,
didn't
that
say that much.
$18 dress.
See, your $18 dress, brother, your $3 polo, man. I'm telling you, people sleep on these Goodwill and these lower name recognition shops, because they're only thing that many of them do anyway is present clothes to you that some designer made that you're probably not even familiar with. It's just that they throw their tag on there. Oh, I gotta go to this store. I'm going to Macy's. So because you're going to Macy's, everything at Macy's must be quality or must be good. But if it's sold in Macy's, it's good. But if it's not sold in Macy's, it's not good. Right. And I've got some great stuff out of the Goodwill store. I'm telling you, I had brought these khakis. Everybody's like, man, that's some nice khakis. Where you get it from? Like, Goodwill. The store. And they're like, they're like, oh, that's what you own. You don't want to tell nobody where you got it from. I'm like, no, seriously, I spent $5 on these pants, And they're like, oh, see, you tripping. You don't want to tell nobody where you got it from. I'm like, try to convince them, like, no, I'm not being funny. I'm not being deceptive. You really can find nice things at a Goodwill store, and people think, well, if you go there, you can't find name brands. You can. I've got name brands out of a Goodwill store.
Me too.
And actually gotten clothes that you like, this was never worn.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Sometimes, people think you can't find something good at that store because they're so stuck on, I gotta shop at this store. because they want to be seen walking through the mall with a bag that say Finish Line or a Foot Locker or wherever, but they won't go to Famous Footwear and get some shoes because that ain't cool. So you're right, it goes to not just the style of the clothes or who makes them, but where they get them from.
That's right. That's right.
People sometimes they equate the amount of money that they spend on something to the quality of it and the fact that somebody else can't afford it. And that's some of the issue. I would say when I was in grad school, I had a consumer psychology class, and it changed my whole outlook on shopping. Let's just put it that way. And no frills then began to make more sense to me, because when people market to you, they're marketing, convincing you that you need something that you don't. And then when they create brand recognition in something, because this is what they're supposed to do. I mean, so the marketers are doing their jobs because they're appealing to something in you that makes you feel like you need something that you don't necessarily need, or that somehow you're going to get a better quality. We can step outside of the clothing arena and say you go into the store to buy a television, and you may go and feel like, well, this Sony, which costs $300 and Insignia costs $200. I'm just using those two. I don't know if they have anything in common or the same manufacturer, but you'll buy the Sony brand because you know Sony. Not realizing that these major companies actually make other brands with a different name, same TV, but they sell it for less because they have that market too. And so you go out and you spend more money because you think you got a better quality when the cheaper one was just as good as the other one. But that's because that's how marketing is done. And that's what, that's what they do to us. And so they sell us things like you needed that. They've done research and studies on us, consumers. And I don't just mean Black people.
That's right.
They do their homework. And then they understand what you need. Even with us being on social media, they are studying what we're doing on social media so that they can direct certain ads to us. Yep. They look at everything that's going on to find out what appeals to you and to make you to believe that you need something that you don't necessarily have to have, and you just don't know. I remember one of my cousins that was the no frills queen. And I couldn't just say, she just cheap. She just cheap. She is cheap though. But but the point is
said she was cheap.
She was cheap. But the point was though, is that but we still couldn't understand why she just refused to pay all this money for stuff. She got a lot of money today too. But
smart, they won't spend it.
Right, because instead of spending all that money on those high-priced items, she was going to the no-frills section, looking just as good as everybody else, But you can't equate quality sometimes to a dollar amount. Now, of course, there are some things that are just made so cheap that you spend $5 for it and it fall apart the first time it's in the washing machine. Obviously, you don't want that,
right?
But we still have to understand that we can't. The price and the name does not make us. It doesn't.
I think Kanye would argue that point. What's that song? What is that? All Fall Down or something? Is that the song where he talk about, I gotta go get this?
But he's really criticizing.
Yeah,
he's saying that he's a victim to that. I was actually just listening to that song the other day. That was the good Kanye days. And he did. He talked about, he said, that we have the bigger people, with the most cash sometimes had the lowest self-esteem.
Yeah.
He was like, I got past due bills, but I want to ride up on, in a Benz, because I'm trying to make an impression. That's what he's saying in the song. So he talked about, he said, we all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.
Yes, he sure did. I had to look at myself on that song. I was like, wait a minute, because and it's true. people do who have low self-esteem, but even people with self-esteem, you know, you feel extra clean, you know, you feel extra cool when you put your outfit together and you like, man, I know I look good when that's how you feel. But Marcus, I know you can relate to that, you know, because
Yeah.
you style, man. And you feel good about how you coordinate your clothes, and you like,
Yeah.
man, I know I look good. And you walk
Yeah.
out the house, you like, man, y'all better bow down because I know
Yeah.
I look good.
Yeah.
When that song came out, I said, man, I need to start looking at myself because he showed talking about me. Because I mean, not to say pass through bills or anything, but I am one to be like, oh no, I gotta rock this with that.
Yeah.
Like if I wear a Nike t-shirt, I gotta have Nike shoes.
T-shirt.
I
Yeah.
know it's stupid, and I said to myself, "You too old to be like that." I just like to be coordinated.
Yeah.
But it goes to Keela, what you're saying is you can have a healthy self-esteem and still want to be fashionable, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. But it has to be healthy.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. Like, it's okay. I mean, women, if you have a bad hair day, it messes up your day.
Right.
You know, I mean, so people want to look good, but we got to understand that you don't have to put on this label in order for you to look good. You can look good without a label.
Right.
And with setting your own trends, and you don't have to wear what everybody else is wearing or what's popular. And I think that probably for me, like I've never been trendy. So that's not even my style. Like I can't even lie. Like that's not even I hate looking like everybody else. So, you know, but that doesn't mean that I don't like some things that come out like, okay, that's hot.
Yeah.
You know, because if it appeals to me, it appeals to me. But I don't think that I look at things at, oh, everybody is wearing this, so I have to have it.
Have to have it, yeah.
Kind of thing.
I think that's where it's where it becomes crazy. It's like you said, it's not that I like it, it's just because everybody else is wearing it.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that.
I have a question I'm gonna ask you all because this is something just I seen the thing, so man, you all tell me if you agree. But I think that Black people have saved several brands from going under. I remember reading about Timberland. I don't know how true this is, but I remember reading an article about it, and the writer was saying that they were throwing out some statistics. So I don't know if they're true because I didn't do the research. I just read the article, and it was stating Timberland's brand, what their net worth was before hip hop started really wearing Timberlands, and then after that, and I was just like, man, this person got a strong argument.
Yeah.
So do you all really think that as Black people, without being so focused on fashion, that we have saved some brands from going bankrupt?
Now, I would say about Timberland most definitely, because if you look at New York, I would personally believe they put Timberland on the map. Because if you look at who used to wear DMX or Jay-Z, a lot of the hip hop artists, I believe so. They saved Timberland. I can say that. I don't know about any others, but I know Timberland most definitely.
I would say yes, because I think that we have saved a lot of brands. The promotion of alcohol, promote anything that artists wear or put in their songs or talk about. I mean, you could really say that artists are basically like influencers.
Yeah.
And they are. And so if they're influencers, then, you know, they aid in the marketing of certain products. And so then you get it in your mind, oh, okay, that has to be hip because this person is wearing it. And, you know, some of these brands actually get these artists, in essence, to be, you know, brand ambassadors for them.
Yep.
Because they know it's going to work. That's why athletes get deals that they get with the shoe companies and those deals. A lot of them make more money as spokespeople because they're basically a walking advertisement. So if I'm doing this, how many people get on there and You know, they say they buy this car or they're in a commercial for this car. So they know that these people influence society as a whole. But that tells me also that if we can influence like that, then we could absolutely do the exact same thing for Black designers. And those who are making clothes for our culture and for us, that we could do the same thing for them.
Exactly right.
We can stop them from being bankrupt. We can help them to get off the ground because you make it cool to wear your own.
That is so true. The last commercial I saw was this last night. I was watching the news, and I know they've been showing this commercial a lot. It's a Lincoln commercial, but it has Serena Williams in there. And I guess she's just they're trying to promote the luxury cabin that's in the new SUV, I guess. And so when she gets in the car, it's a nice music. So you can kind of, just from listening to the music, you can tell the clientele they're trying to reach, or the audience they're trying to reach. It's people that got a little influence, a little money. So it's a nice mellow song, and she gets in the car and it's like she's in a whole nother place. Like the stress is outside this door, but inside this cabin, I'm at peace. And it's like, I said, oh Lord, watch all these sisters run out and bat him a Lincoln Navigator. I think it was a Lincoln Navigator. I said, watch all these sisters go out there and bat him a Lincoln Navigator, because, girl, did you see that commercial when Serena was up in that Lincoln Navigator? Because that's just how we think. It's like, if someone didn't send this person to us with this product, we're not interested in it. And I just said, oh Lord, watch. I know I'm gonna be watching on the street, and I'm gonna see how many sisters pull up next to me at the light with their Lincoln Navigator looking like Serena Williams.
Yep, exactly.
It won't be me.
Right, it won't be me either.
But you know why it really won't be me? That thing too big for me. I don't drive big.
Bro, you gonna go ahead and get you a Lincoln Navigator? You gonna go ahead and get you a Lincoln Navigator, bro? Hey.
I mean, I like them big though. I like them big. So yeah, I don't know about no Navigator though.
Right, you ain't gonna get it because Serena was on the commercial. You know what I'm saying?
No. But I will say this though, on that note there, I actually learned to do that with my own brand, to get like how they do, like Nike get LeBron James or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to do that myself just by studying the industry. I try to get like heavy influencers to actually, hit them on Instagram or something and just see if they're interested in just wearing it or take a picture in it. Because I believe it does drive traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Brand.
That's true.
I've learned that myself.
But that's a reality though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when you do, it's promotion.
Yeah.
And all of the designers do it. It's not like these people are going and paying for the clothes.
That's right.
Somebody asked them to wear. You look at the Oscars, the Emmys, all of those, people dress them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's true.
They dress them. Oh, she's wearing this, she's wearing that. Did she pay for it?
Nope.
No.
No.
But it's free advertising. But then you look at when Michelle Obama was in the White House, Michelle used quite a few Black designers as well as other designers of color. And she also wore clothes that were not overly priced. Yep. And it certainly influenced people, to wear things. So there's a definite psychology behind it all and how they appeal to us. But I just think that for us, on a deeper level as consumers, we just have to be more mindful of how we are spending our dollars. I mean, 1 trillion a year is how much Black people spend.
That sounds.
So how much of it is coming back into the community? We have enough Black clothing designers that they should have a bigger piece of the pie. I think that sometimes even our celebrities, I feel like they should want to help build brands like that. And not just, everything can't just be about a paycheck.
Exactly.
Until you start making money, of course. Then you owe. But I'm just saying.
And that true too.
Right. You can't just get the money at, help somebody help you build your brand. And then once you build your brand, it's like, oh, see you. What was that whole thing that was going around on Facebook? I guess somebody had done something and they were saying, oh, okay, you don't have to use this. Here are a bunch of other Black designers that you can wear instead of, was it Gucci or which one of them did
Oh,
something?
I think it was Gucci. We were talking
Yeah.
about it too earlier. Oh man, I think it was something with Gucci. I think so. Now that you're thinking, I'm going second guess myself. But if I'm not mistaken, it was Gucci. And then you have these people saying, "Well, why don't you wear Because some entertainers was caught still buying it, and people was mad at them.
Oh yeah.
They were attacking them on social media, like,
Yeah.
"Why you wearing it?" They were like, "I wear what I want to wear." It was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather did that. He went to the store and spent like $100,000 after the whole hoopla came out. And, but there was this push to people like, okay, y'all can start wearing Black designers if they're going to mistreat us. But that's short-lived. And I think that that there has to be a movement towards really understanding the quality of the things that our designers make. And as you always say, Hakima, accept your own and be yourself. But accept that we make beautiful things. We make beautiful designs, and we really need to just start wearing it. I think we did it a little bit more when we were teenagers coming up, because some of the influences that we had, although some of that stuff you look back that we was wearing, it's like, Lord have mercy. But
well, cross colors and Carl
Kanai.
And that's Black owned. That is Black owned.
Yeah.
FUBU for us by us.
FUBU. FUBU. Yeah, for us by us.
Yeah. Right. So the reality of it is that we can do it. We do it, and then what happens? Why does that get filtered out, and then we go back to status quo instead of, okay, that if you no longer feel like that's fashionable or that's in style, okay, then where's the next Black designer that the artists are going to promote? Just don't be making skinny jeans and we all right.
I think because they look to music. They look to hip hop artists or R&B artists or whoever pop artists to help them determine what's hot or not.
But that's my point.
So if rappers ain't wearing it no more, it ain't hot no more. See, when that rapper stop wearing Timberlands, and Timberland brand to go down because all these guys around here that wear them every day, even in the summer, will stop wearing it because that's played out. If I hear that's played out one more time, something nice is never played out. I remember it now. You talking about the Black artists. I remember people not even knowing Willie Smith was a brother, and he had Willie wear, and people was walking around with it. And I remember overhearing the conversation because that's how I found out. This brother was snapping, an older brother was snapping on a younger brother saying, "You wearing this stuff, you don't even know what you wearing. Who is Willie Smith? Who is Willie wear? That's Willie Smith." And he said, "You don't even know that's a Black man clothes you got on." That brother was sitting there looking dumb like, "I wear it because it's the thing to wear. My homies wear it or it's hot." And he's like, "Well, see, you got to go beyond that. You need to be knowing who clothes you putting on your back." Yeah. And so I was sitting there like dumbfounded, like my dumb boy didn't even know that, at the time that Willie Ware was a Black designer. I was so excited, like we wearing our own stuff, at the time. Because I was like 17 or something like that. But I was all excited, like this our own stuff. If the right people promote the Black product, then we'll do it. Like if the rapper get on there and wear it, if Jay-Z got in his video and he talking about his lyrics, and then 3 more other artists do the same thing, then it'll be hot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. I look at supporting Black-owned businesses because I know that that's going to employ our people. We'll own something, not just because it's hot. I mean, if it's 5 different designers, I'm either gonna buy all 5 of them, buy whatever I think is hot. But I think the motive got to be, how does this serve your community? And we don't think that way. It's all about how this serve me.
Yeah.
But when you don't have no job, because the job you was at that was helping you bow that design and stuff, let you go. Now you looking stupid because you don't have no job. Well, if you supported your own, it would be much easier for you to find a job within your community.
Right.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You know what? Now let me ask you all this, because this is controversial with a lot of people, and some people say yes, some people say no, but I feel strongly about it. Does the clothes that we wear define our sexuality? Because it's got to the point where the lines are blurred. It used to be a time where you would go into a store and you knew which section was the women's section, you knew what section was the men's section. So one day I went into a Burlington coat factory and I was looking for a nice shirt, because at that time I was in corporate. So I wanted to wear a nice shirt with some dark colors, something colorful. So I go in the store and I'm like, the first thing I saw was a shirt it was a collar shirt. It was white, but it had neon green, neon pink, neon yellow, and it looked really, really nice. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna wear this. So I pick it up and I go to try it on. And then when I realized I'm standing in the men's section, like it was just the first thing that caught my attention. And I said, wait a minute, I'm in the men's section. And I look at all these pinks and yellows. And then when I look over to the other side of the room is the women's section. All I saw was browns, black, red. I was like, damn, where the colors at? And it was just to the point, like, so when I go in different stores, I look for that. But now I'm starting to see all these bright colors on the men's section side, but then all these darker colors on the women's section side. What do you all think about that?
From what I've heard, not really doing research, that most of those people that design those are, I would say, confused themselves. In a layman term there, without labeling them, because I don't know them personally, but some of them just might not know if they're a man or a woman, so they kind of do certain things for the designer, not really thinking about the consumer, if you will. So they only designing something that they're gonna be able to wear. I would suggest bright colors for females, so you can tell the difference. Cause that's what I do. I do something distinctly, so you can know this is a man's, this is a female's. And it need to be like that, because so many people be so confused about it. So that's just my personal opinion.
I happen to like some dark colors though.
Oh, I love black. That's like one of my favorite colors in clothing, but you know what I mean.
And there are some bright colors that I think are okay for guys. Like orange, I think is a unisex color. Yeah. And sometimes yellow. Now, I will tell you what I don't like. And I know Ben went through this phase. I can't stand men in pink.
Bro, what's up, bro? Like, oh no, not you.
I mean, I like pink because
I don't like it.
I love it. I don't have a lot of it, but I like it though.
I think it depends how you wear it as a man.
Yeah.
Salmon, yes. Pink, no.
Well, like, you know why I say this? Let me tell you why I say this.
Peach, yes. Peachy, salmon, pink.
What's the difference? Huh? They very close. What's the difference? Peach, pink.
Well, peach is definitely not. It's what I mean. Like pink
more
is
orangey.
Yeah, it's more orangey, and
I think it's how man wears it. And the reason I say this because my mom, like, she likes to dress my dad when they go out somewhere, like to a wedding. So I think they were going to a wedding, one of her friends' children's wedding. So I go visit my parents, and they were getting ready. My dad comes out with this pink shirt, and my mom was like, let me show you how I put this together. So he had a tie and the handkerchief, and it was black and pink, and he had an all black suit on. And she got the pink. She said, it's too dark. It's just so bland and so plain. I threw pink in it to bring it out. When I say that was the sharpest suit color combination. I mean, my mom, that later that night, my mom told me, your dad got so many compliments on that suit and the way that pink went with the black. It wasn't touch. It was just enough to accent that black suit. But he had got so many compliments on it, and it was a lot of men saying that pink looked good, but it still looked masculine. So I think it's how you wear the pink. Now you got some guys, you like, dude, you got on pink leggings. That ain't cool. But I mean, a guy wearing a pink shirt and he balancing it off, and I think you can pull it off. I think as long as you keep it masculine.
A dress shirt under a suit is very different.
It's still pink.
but it's not boldly pink where it's just you walking around just with a pink shirt, ain't nothing toning it down. You just out here with a pink shirt on. Unless it's for some breast cancer awareness or at your baby shower because you having a daughter.
Wow. Oh, you so old fashioned, Akila. You know what I mean?
Is that what it is? Like, man, you know,
I'm being like an advocate because I'm like on the fence with it sometimes because I've seen some guys like case in point, Cameron the rapper. He had on all pink one time.
All
to me,
pink.
and then he had on all purple another time. But it was the fact that the way he coordinated, I said that looks very feminine. But look at Prince. Prince wore all that purple and wore lace. Yeah. It's just something about it didn't look as feminine to me.
Purple is a unisex color, though.
But I'm just making a point on how the type of tone of color the type of shade of purple he wore. A lot of women gravitate to it. But I'm just saying it's how you wear something. Because the guy could come out in all black and you like, dude, come on, man, you look a little feminine right there. Or same with a female. I mean, she could flip it and have something on. It's like, I know it's all white, but dang, you look like a dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and not to say that a woman has to look sexy every time she dresses, or a man has to look like he about to go work on a construction site when he dresses. We're not saying that, but you know what I mean? It's a balance. And sometimes people will, when they wear it, they show the imbalance in how they see culture or how they see fashion. It's like, dude, you overdoing it. So that's just my argument on it.
Pink.
I mean, a pink dress shirt. I did that with sort of like a navy blue suit. I did a pink T-shirt because I am a big advocate on breast cancer because my mom had it. And by the grace of God, she beat it. And then my sister had it 3 times. And she beat it all 3 times. So I am a big advocate on wearing pink for that particular reason too.
Right.
I sometimes may put on a pink polo shirt and have a navy blue New York Yankee hat with it, with some jeans and some brown wallabies, just something casual. So a little splash.
Okay. Like I said, just it's my own little.
I love to bring this up in a room full of men and women because it's like it's so all these different opinions about the color pink. You'll have a number of women say, I don't like to see guys in pink, and then you'll have guys say, hey, wait a minute, I wear pink. You know what I mean? And so it's this nice little debate on it.
One of my favorite rap groups of all time talks about the pink caddy. So X-Clan. Pink caddy. Black boot something. Yes.
Oh, that was my group too. I love me some X-Clan. Hey, I love me some X-Clan. I got a question for you all. And this is based off my own opinion. I think that we should control the fashion business in our community. So I'm going to put that out there for you too. What do you all think about it? Do you think it's important for us as a people to control our own fashion?
I mean, my answer is yes. So I think we should control everything in our community. So
I agree.
Right. We shouldn't, again, we're spending 1-point-something trillion. We've had shows before where we talk about the black dollar doesn't stay in the black community an hour before it's in some other community. So we have to own our own stuff. We have to control the narrative. We know we like fashion, right? We know that we
Love
like
it.
to dress. We love to do all of this stuff. We could, please, just with the money we spend on looking good alone, just imagine if we control that.
Mm.
That's true.
What would
That's
that
true.
do for our community? A lot.
Yeah. And shout out to Killer Mike about spending your own money in your own black community. I think it's something on Netflix he had about that. And it was called something. Man, I can't even think of the name of it. To where it was nothing but black shops and they were spending it. It's something that was, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, my coworker just told me about it too, and I'm like,
Black
oh, I
Wall
wish I
Street.
could remember that. Oh
Black
yeah,
Wall
okay.
Street. That's the one I
Okay.
was talking about. And it's good that how he emphasized it, and I can't think of the name of his documentary on Netflix now, but it was good to where he only ate from black restaurants, only used black toothpaste, soap, shampoo, and it was real good. And that's true. We should be able to control, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a society with other people, so the world trades with each other.
Yeah.
So it's not a suggestion that we not trade or buy other products and other people buy our products, but we should control the narrative.
Yeah.
Brings us to our challenges section. See, Marcus, this is where we do our challenge. This is where we do challenges. I like to challenge the audience. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So our first challenge is check why you like what you like. Do you like it because everybody else wearing it? Do you like it because maybe you see the commercial all the time and you feel that you have to buy it because it's being marketed to you? Check yourself to see why you like what you like and try to rediscover what you really like based on what you like and not because you're influenced to buy it. Remember, the second challenge I got is look to buy more black designers. They everywhere. I have people asking me all the time, how do you find out about black businesses? I look for them. Bro, you want to find a black designer, you can go all on social media, especially Instagram. I done found just about every black designer, every black business on Instagram. I'm telling you, they're out there. You just got to be willing to look for them. Go on there and look for them. If you see a black person holding up a product, more likely it's their product they trying to sell it. So make sure you look for more designers. Next challenge is be a model for these black designers too. Don't just wear. I brag about it. Oh man, look what I got on. I got on Devine Souls. If y'all ain't wearing this, y'all ain't up on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Make it a fashion statement in your circle, so people in your circle could be like, man, who is that? Yep. See, we do that when we wear these white designers. Why can't we do that for the black designers?
Yep.
The last challenge I do have is let's recirculate the money in our community. You all, so many black businesses. We don't have a problem going to a black restaurant, but let's grow beyond that. Let's look at the companies that's selling more than just food. We have black designers in our community, and our community is not just on your block. Our community is also on social media. In your black community, there's a black community on social media. Find that black community. People are talking, they're sharing information, and they're sharing products. So don't be afraid to do that. At this time, Brother Marcus, we want to give you a floor and let you talk about your company and also how people can find you, man.
Okay. All right. I'm on all social media platforms, Facebook, Devine Soul Clothing, and I would spell it as DEVINE. I had some people tease me and joke me and say, you spelled divine wrong. I said, I know I did, but I did it for a purpose because I'm a peculiar person. I'm different. I don't like to just sit, and be in the same crowd or do what everybody else do now, so to speak. I like to set trends. So that's why I kind of I tweaked the name a little bit, and it still got the same meaning to it. But Devine Soul Clothing on Facebook, on Instagram, same thing, Devine Soul Clothing. And I've been messing with Snapchat just a little bit, but that's Devine Soul Clothing too, or Mr. Devine Soul. all over. And we actually working on updating our website as well. So I just really don't throw that out there, but we working on that so we can add some new things to it. But you can find me on all social media.
Definitely, I found it. Got to go on that Devine Souls on Facebook so you can check out that trap T-shirt. Take risk and pray. I love it. I got to get that royalty T-shirt though with the crown on it. You know, every royal empress have to have one, and
That's
this
right.
royal empress is gonna get that royalty T-shirt. I said, oh, he made that for royal empress.
Most definitely.
He did that for us.
Yep.
We sure appreciate you, brother. Is there, if anybody wanted to reach out to you through email or something, is there any way they could reach out to you that way if they would like to work with you on any business level?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, you can hit me on Facebook or my email. It's New Life, and I spelled that different too. It's NULIPHE12 It's NULIPHE12 I'm open to, any business idea. I'm always open to network. I love to do that. I think that's my calling, my niche, and I fell into it, and I love it.
Wow, man. It's been a pleasure, brother. I feel like I've been knowing you for years. This has definitely been a pleasure. At this point, we're going to thank our listeners, man. But thank you so much, listeners, for tuning in today for our conversations with the Royal Empress. Thank you for listening in on this conversation with our brother, Marcus. Man, I need you all to check out Devine Souls. I'm telling you, he got some hot products. He got some really nice T-shirts with a positive message. So check that out. Until next week, we meet again. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Conversations with the Royal Empress. Tune in next week for another enlightening conversation. For more information on the Royal Empress, please visit the website royalempress.org. You can also follow the Royal Empress on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Conversations with the Royal Empress is a subsidiary of the Royal Empress organization. All rights reserved.